Hi, this is Quinn, and welcome back to QuinTech. Well, thank you for coming back on my latest journey, and in this video, I am exploring my Sega Saturn again. I made a couple of videos before about it. The first one just showing that I still had it, and they were all in the box. The second one, I kind of opened up all those boxes and showed what all the stuff that came in those boxes was. And in this one, well, I didn't mention in those other two, but my Sega Saturn has actually been broken for about a year and a half. I pulled it out about 2 years ago. I was playing with it. The main reason was because I wanted to play Shining Force 3, which they did release Disc 1 in the United States in English, but Discs 2 and 3 never came out in the United States. And I've had them downloaded on my computer for several years, but there are some fan translations of Discs 2 and 3. And there's also a fourth disc that is kind of a sort of it's not a game disc. It tells you who all the characters are, and it's sort of like a magazine almost on disc. So I wanted to play that game. So I had my Saturn hooked up in the living room here on my coffee table, and when you first start that game, it's ridiculous. You got to go through all this stuff, watch all these videos, and go through all these steps and this and that, and it's about an hour later, maybe longer, till you're even able to make your first save game. Or game save. So I was playing it. I was trying to get to that. I was trying to get to the game save. I never got to the game save. So I just left it turned on because I didn't want to have to start over from the beginning again. And I didn't get back to it for a couple of days. Then it turned into like a week. And then eventually I was like, I'm wasting power. Let me turn this thing off. So then when I went to go turn it back on and try it again, it no longer worked. I was like, oh no, I must have fried the laser lens or did something terrible. So, in preparation for this video, I did watch a couple of YouTube videos. Specifically, one I watched was by a YouTuber called Global Garage, and it's called Sega Saturn Not Working, How to Replace the Laser, Disc not spinning, and drive empty issues, which is basically what I was having. The disc wouldn't spin up, and the laser wouldn't do its little seek thing. When it first turns on, it does this little bounce up and down thing where it looks at the disc to see if there's a disc there, and then it spins up. Well, the laser wasn't doing anything. I then took it apart and looked at it. There's these little gears where the laser goes back and forth. I moved it all the way to the top of its range. And then when I turned the power on, it would reset back to where it's supposed to be, but it still wouldn't seek. So I was like, oh no. And some of the instructions in this Global Garage video said to turn these potentiometers just slightly, but they said use a multimeter and test the resistance, and have it within a certain range. Well, I don't have a multimeter right now. I need to get one. But so then as I'm looking around, and then I look down, I'm like, I have a mod chip in it, so I can play burn games. So I notice one of the wires is disconnected. It's a wire that plugs in to this little power port on the unit. And I was like, oh. So I plug it in, and lo and behold, it starts working just perfectly again. So thank goodness it was an easy repair. It took me a minute to see what was going on, but I'm glad I figured it out. And then I went on to play Virtua Cop, which I have with the light gun. And since I have this new CRT, well, it's not new to me, CRT, I'm able to play light gun games again. Well, originally I set my phone up, which is my camera, I turned all the lights off. It was at night, so it was dark, and I got it really close to the TV and was recording the TV. Well, it kept doing like this rolling thing. That's the problem that happens when trying to record CRTs sometimes with if they're not in the same frequency. I guess this phone isn't in 60 hertz because it's like NTSC standard is 60 hertz, so it must be in some other standard. I don't know, but anyway, it looked like crap, and I was like, there's got to be a way. I have this capture card. There's got to be a way where I can still play on the TV and be able to get a nice clean recording. So I thought about it for a minute. And I was like, wait a second. I have these stereo RCA cables that have a little pass-through where, like, on the connector, it plugs into the female, but then on the back of it, it has a male plug, like a pass-through, and then the wire runs out. So that got me the video and one channel of the audio, and I was like, well, how else am I don't have a Y splitter. I mean, I don't have the right kind of connection to connect it up for the other stereo channel. So then I was like, wait, I do have this Y connector. It's male on one end and female on the other two ends. And I just kind of used it as a patch cable onto the two female ends and ran a third wire to get my second audio channel. So I ended up being able to record myself. I was playing on the CRT, but I got to do a clean recording through my capture device. And I also set up my old phone as a webcam and used my OBS software to record myself. I could record myself with video playing the game and talking as I was playing the game. So, like I say, every one of my videos is kind of a journey, and in this one, I had to come up with some creative solutions to have a better video for you. So I hope you enjoy it, and thanks for coming back to my channel, and I appreciate you watching my channel, and thanks for coming along. And if you so desire, go ahead and subscribe, like, and click that bell icon if you want to be alerted to all my videos, all my newest videos, because I will be coming out with some more videos. And, well, again, I appreciate you for coming, and you have a good night, and take care. Hi, this is Quinn, and welcome to QuinTech. Well, if you watched my recent videos, you saw that I currently now own a CRT television that I found on the side of the road. So I was all excited to load up my Sega Saturn and play some Virtua Cop, because I have the full package that comes with the stunner. However, when I first turned it on, I'm having a problem with the laser lens. It's not spinning up. So the motor's not spinning up. So I watched a video recently. I'll reference it in my intro. I need to go back and see what that was exactly. But it gave me some pointers on how I might be able to fix that. In their pointers, they did mention I should use a voltmeter or a multimeter, which I actually do not own. I should get one of those if I'm going to start working on these old systems, but I don't have one, so I'm going to try to do a little trial and error. There were a couple of ideas of how to fix it, but well, first let me just show you. This would probably be the best thing to do. Let me just show you. Plug in power. Let's open it up. the disc in. And the disc just doesn't even start spinning. Now, I hope it's not the motor. And let me figure out a way to, maybe I can use a Q-tip to fool it into thinking the lid's closed. That might work. No, it's not big enough. Maybe a pin? Maybe that's not even how it knows if the disc is closed. See, the thing, you probably can't really see it, but when I first turn it on, it like sort of barely moves. I don't know if you could see that in the camera. It moves like just the slightest. If I kept doing this, these little balls would, I'd have to do a time lapse so you could see these balls go all the way around. So it's trying to start, but the lens doesn't seem to be doing anything. So I don't know if it's the motor or the lens, or maybe the capacitors are going. This is an older system. Not as old as the Game Gear, which no longer works, which is kind of annoying, but anyway, I'm going to try what this video I watched said to do and see if I can make any progress on this machine. And if I can get it working, then I'll take the time to clean it all up and all this. Otherwise, I'm just going to leave it grimy. Because when I cleaned everything up before I fixed it on my Amiga, then it ended up not working, and I spent all that time, not for basically nothing. I enjoyed that, and it was the start of my channel, and I enjoyed that series, but I never got the machine working, so I guess I'm going to do what they said, which is you open up the machine, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it just those 5 screws? I think it's just those 5 screws. So let's start out with that. And of course I have opened this up before because I did install a mod chip in the early 2000s. So I haven't actually opened this up in probably 15 years. More than 15 years. Because I did this modification a couple years before the last time I pulled out my Amiga and Atari until last year. I think it was in around 2002, somewhere in that range. Come on. Oh, I already took that one. 1, 2, 3. No, it's not. It's still in there. If I can get that to go down into the groove. There we go. That one missing. Well, I must have lost one of the screws when I last did my modification. That's annoying. Oh well. So then you lift it up. Well, I guess it doesn't have any. Oh, and I think this. This is what indicates whether the lid is closed. I don't know how that works. I guess because that pushes on it or something. So in the video that I watched the guy, he used a clothespin to hold that. So that seems like a pretty simple way to do that. So, I'm not, oops, might help if I had power. This doesn't seem very promising. Like it, in his, at least the lens like bounced up and down and stuff. So I probably need to replace this. He did say you just squeeze this. Yeah, that's pretty simple. So that doesn't even try to move or anything. And the motor just sort of barely spins. Are any of these bulging? And I hear you can zap yourself if you touch it too bad right there. So you kind of want to be careful. Oh. Did something at least. But the lens isn't. But there's these little potentiometers. There's one in the back here, and there's one right here that you need to adjust. Or so he says. But this is for the laser intensity, and this is for I forget the voltage. It does something. I don't know. Let's see if this does anything. So turn them clockwise. See, the lens is supposed to like sort of go up and down. I don't know. But anyway, where's my mod chip? Wait, now this has come loose. Wherever that went. That must have gone down in here. That might be my problem. I just noticed this wire has come loose. And I think this was part of my mod. I think maybe it went in there or something. I don't know. It was like a solderless. I've got to try to figure that out because I'm pretty sure this is the mod chip here. Yeah, because it plugs in between the board and that. Oh, so I got to figure out where that wire goes. Shoot. That's probably some kind of power. And I think it just had you jam it down in here somewhere, but I don't want to jam it in the wrong hole. And I might just want to go ahead and tin that and make it a better contact. Huh. So this might be, that's probably the problem. It's not getting the power, but this is the mod chip right here. And I followed some instructions online that used it was so maybe let me put that back. I just barely turned it. This is pre-YouTube, so I didn't watch a video. I watched some kind of I went on a website and like had to read it all, just reading it. So let me see if I can figure this out. How to I might actually get this working. I was a little disappointed at first, but now that I notice that this wire is disconnected, I guess this one. How did I do that? Did I? Maybe I did do a little. Maybe it said use glue. I thought I remember this being a no solder thing, but maybe I did do a tiny little bit of soldering there. I don't remember. It's been so long. So let me go research this online for a minute and figure out, hopefully, how to reconnect this wire. Oh my gosh. I figured it out. It was just that wire had come loose. In the instructions that I had originally read, it said you don't need to solder that. The instructions I'm looking at now says you should solder it. I think I'm going to try to tin it and just push it in there so it's firm. But it goes in the second row here. So turn it on. And look, there's it's seeking, like I said it's supposed to do. And then it didn't spin up because it didn't detect a disc, but when you put your disc in, sure enough, yay! It's back to working. Now, unfortunately, my action replay cart has gone missing, so I'm going to have to replace that, apparently, which kind of makes me mad. I had all these saved games and codes that I had to manually enter into it way back in the day, and that thing went missing, and it's kind of annoying. But what can you do? I think it's about a $30 replacement plus shipping, something like that. So it's not an astronomical amount to fix that, but still rather annoying. But hey, at least I got the machine working. I thought the machine was dead. So, hey, it's a plus plus. So let me take a little break here. I'm going to heat up my soldering iron, and I'm going to tin this little wire and see if I can maybe just put it down in there, or maybe I will even try to solder it in there. This, I guess I had soldered, or maybe I just used some super glue. I don't know. I don't want to mess anything up. I wish I had a magnifying glass so I could see this better. But that is somehow... I'm not going to touch it. I don't want to break it again. But yes, I'm going to tin this little wire and either just push it down in there where it holds firm, or I may actually solder it. I kind of prefer not to solder it, to be honest. But I guess I can put this back on. Because it seems to be working just because I was missing the power. So, alright, I'm going to take a break. Be right back. Okay, for cripe's sakes, I thought I was recording that whole time, and I forgot to hit record, I guess. And I did the job. I tinned. I used this to put it here because the wire's really short, just kind of. And I took the wire and some solder, and I tinned the tip of the soldering iron, and then I tinned the end of the wire. I tried to plug it in. It was still a little loose. So I was like, yeah, let me just go ahead. And I wish I had recorded that, because now it's already done. And I'm not going to undo it to show you, to recreate it. But, so, it kept coming, it wasn't firm. So I went ahead and I did solder it onto that power connector there. So, now, when you turn it on, I mean, I showed you that a minute ago when I had it just kind of slightly in there. But so now that it spins up, and when you turn it on cold boot, you can hear it reading the disc, going into the game. So now I'm going to hook it up to the monitor, the CRT, and let's try this game out that I haven't played since the early 2000s, but I bought it in like 97, I think. I think it was 97 when I actually bought this. So let me hook the TV up and we'll come back to that. Alright, so let me show you this booting up, and I did change the battery in here. So I guess I'm going to set the clock. So, English language. It is April 22nd, 2021. Let me see what time it is. It is 2:02 a.m. So that's probably as far as it got before. Alright, so the drive is empty. So let's fool the system into thinking we lifted the door, we put the disc in, we closed the door, we closed the door, close the door, and then it sees that it's an actual game disc. So it's reading the disc. So now let's turn it off, and let me leave it powered off for a few seconds just to make sure that battery's working. It's brand new batteries that I just ordered, so I shouldn't have any trouble with that. So that should have been long enough for the battery to lose date. And all your save games, for that matter, if there were any. Okay, so here we go. Now loading. So here we go. Virtua Cop. Virtua Cop. Yeah. The arcade port. I remember playing this game in the arcade and Virtua Cop 2, and they made a port of Virtua Cop 2 for the Saturn as well. And they made several light gun games for the Saturn. So since I have the mod chip, maybe I'll play a few of these. House of the Dead and House of the Dead 2 were also out on this, and Area 51, the Aerosmith game, which kind of sucks, but it's still cool because it's a light gun game. But let's see. So the light gun only has one button. That's your start button. That's how you start the level. So press the start button. I guess you gotta use this to decide option. What are the options? Difficulty, gun looseness, gun adjust. Yeah, let's do gun adjust. That's weird. Maybe I have to swap these. I don't know. What's the point in having a gun adjust and you can't select it? That's weird. Anyway, who cares? Oh, there we go. being this close to the screen and being at this small of a screen, I shouldn't have much trouble hitting anything, so. But I am, I guess, going to shoot the center of the screen. Press start. No, because it seemed... Let's just go to default. Default seemed fine. Yes. Okay, so let me line up this screen a little better. I'll be right back. So this is Virtua Cop, the video. So I had to sort of jerry-rig this little setup, kind of ghetto-rigged it. I have the CRT TV right there. I have my computer right there. And then I'm using Droid OBS, using my old Android phone to record myself. And what I'm doing is, you have to have a CRT to use the light gun. This is the Stunner. And so what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to play on that screen, but it's recording in good quality on that screen. The reason I'm doing it this way is the first time I tried this, I just put my camera, my cell phone is my camera, up to the screen of the CRT. And the screen kept rolling and turning black and flickering, and it just looked really crappy. So I was like, let me think about this. How can I make this work? And I was like, oh yeah, I have these pass-through cables. It's an audio cable that has kind of an RCA pass-through, and the TV is in mono, so you can only hear mono. So what I did was, I'm passing through the video and the left audio to the TV and back over to the capture device, and then I also have like a Y splitter, which has one male end and two female ends. And I'm basically just using it as a patch cable, female to female, to get the left audio to go out to my capture device, so I can still capture the stereo sound. And I'm using this wired headphones, and it only comes through one earpiece because it's plugged into the television, which is a mono television, so it only comes out of one side. So it took me a minute to figure out how to do all this setup, but it seems to be working pretty good. And there's Michael Hardy, Rage. And here comes, Mr. Targeting Sunglasses. And I thought this was a girl at first, but apparently it's a dude with long longer hair than you would expect. Who am I to talk? I have long blonde hair. James Cool's Smarty. So Rage and Smarty. And here's the bad guy. He's got the rocket launcher on his shoulder. 1, 2, 3 recoils. You don't actually see the projectile coming out, but he throws it back, and then he pulls his gun out of his back waistband and fires at the 2 Virtua Cops, and they start firing back. Oh, there he is again with his rocket launcher or rocket propelled grenade launcher, 4-shotter. Oh, and there's the Virtua Cop game bouncing out of that box that they just crashed into. Oh, there you go. Oh, he drops. There he goes. He drops the thing. He pulls a handgun out of his back waistband. And there they go. Virtua Cop. So they got a couple of videos here. I think the next one's going to be, there's like a little sort of training video. So we'll watch that. And I'm not going to press the start button yet, because I want you to see the training video. And I hope you're enjoying this. I'm enjoying myself. I love these light gun games. These are like some of my favorite games ever. And I'm going to, on an upcoming video, I'm going to be doing the same thing with my neighbor's NES. He actually has the dual cart that has Super Mario 2 and Duck Hunt. That's the only light gun game he has, but he has the light gun, it's called the Zapper. So yeah, this is the one that shows you how to play the game. The game ends when all your life markers are gone. I'm having fun. I feel like a little kid again. This is awesome. I used to make those noises when I played with my G.I. Joes. They'd be like, and their articulating arm, I would make it go with their, oh, this is, okay. This is not, again, this is the third video, so you're going to get to see all 3 of them. AM2. They were the shit back in the day. Yeah, that reflection on the glass wasn't the best, but hey, this is Sega Saturn. Very early game for Sega Saturn too, so they hadn't figured out everything. Help me! Don't shoot me! Don't shoot me! Oh, look at this. Oh, there they go. Pa-pow! Virtua Cop. Okay, let's start the game. You can select the 3 modes by either shooting on the screen or just pressing the button. So let's do arcade and start. And let's do expert. That's what I've been doing the past couple times I've done this practice runs. But let's do expert because it's a little bit more challenging, and I'm like 2 feet from the screen of a 12-inch screen. I shouldn't have too much trouble hitting all these targets. I end up, okay, Evil Corporation. I got hit. Darn it. Take that! I'm not talking. I should be talking. I'm so engrossed in the game. I'm having way too much fun with this game. Oh, how dare you. Dang, one heart. Ah, gotta continue. Kill them all! Exploding barrels. Take that. 66.6%. Ooh. Number of the beast. We're going down the stairs. And, oh. Take that, take that, take that. Oh. Ah, missed that guy. Dang. That's the furthest I've gotten. This is like the third time I played this expert mode, and this is the furthest I've gotten. Oh, there was Trump coming down the escalator. Shot that civilian. But I didn't. Here we go, up the Trump escalator. Oh. Oh, here comes. Oh, shoot. Dang. The little targets. Ah, I gotta hit him in the head. Oh, machine gun. Oh yeah, you can just hold the button down with the machine gun. Just hold the button down. Too bad those buttons don't last. I think that's something I could do if I had the action replay. I could have the machine gun the whole time, or the shotgun the whole time. I'm getting pretty far here. Oh, well. I guess I spoke too soon. Well, but I did get much further than I did the past couple times I played through this level, so I'm just enjoying myself. I'm trying out this game that I haven't played since like 2004, maybe. Probably 16 or 17 years since I played this game, and I'm having a good time. So I hope you're having fun following along with me, and this is fun. I'm glad I got this system working. I'm so stoked. I thought it was a goner. I thought I would have to like send off and get a whole new laser lens, and it turned out it was just that wire had come loose, and I just had to solder it in so it wouldn't come loose again. So So yeah, I'm having a great time. So thanks for coming along with me with QuinTech Retro. I'm having a great time. I hope you are enjoying my content, and I will be having more videos coming up soon. Like I said, it's been a goal since I started this channel to try to make one video a week. Sometimes I make 2 or 3 videos in 1 week and then take a couple weeks off, but I think it's averaged out to approximately 1 video a week, and I'm just doing this for fun. I'm not making any money off this. This isn't for, I'm not asking for a Patreon or patrons or any of this or that and the other. I mean, maybe if my channel takes off, I'll do that, but it seems like usually it's scripted channels that get a little bit more viewership, and I'm kind of off the cuff, like unscripted. But if you enjoy it, hey, come back, watch the next video, click that like button, subscribe, click that bell icon if you're so inclined, and thank you so much for coming to my channel and watching my video, and I really appreciate you. Come back again for another video from QuinTech Retro.